Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. The Conde is absolutely insane right now. And honestly, I think I prefer this version to the old version. Even though the old one had more shells going out at once, the accuracy is insane. I think recently I am valuing accuracy a lot higher than I used to. It used to feel like volume of shells, you're not really going to be that accurate anyway, just because the game doesn't really want to make things pinpoint accurate. So volume of fire going to cover enough of the area that you're probably going to get some good damage. However, with this ship, they made it so accurate on this burst fire mode that you're basically guaranteed dev strikes. And it's no exaggeration that we are going to fire 3 times, burst salvos, and we will get 3 dev strikes in this game. So obviously we're going to flank, right? Our Marceau is going for B. That means that we're not really looking to fight super hard at C. We're looking to stall, that kind of thing, see what he spots. That's all we really need to do here. So we're going really wide here with our speed boost. Of course, this ship is incredibly fast, and we're trying to just get some information for our team, really. We're not going to die here, right? We're going to turn out. We're not going to charge in. Of course, it'd be fun to charge in, don't get me wrong, but later on we'll see if this thing can really push or not. But for now, we're just going to play it a little bit safer and stay back, since our team has had a relatively slow start. Our Salem is pretty far from the fight at this point, and our battleships and Yoshino are very far back. So it's really just me, this Des Moines, and this Marceau that are in pretty solid positions so far. I understand battleships are slow, but they still kind of got off the line a little bit late. We do get spotted. My build, I'll show it later, but it's my Henry build. I've basically got no concealment on this thing, so we're going for as much reload as possible. Now, I'm going to make a video on the Annapolis later in the week, but I actually don't value the burst fire on the Annapolis really at all. Just, it seems to kill your DPM. Unless somebody is just about to duck behind an island or go dark, I don't really see any way or very much reason to use the Annapolis burst fire. The Conde, however, always was okay to use the burst fire because of the reload boost. You could do it on the old one that had the volume of shells with poor accuracy, or this new one that has less shells but insane accuracy. You can do it because of the reload booster. It allows you to quickly get back to a situation where you can get firing again. Really, that's what it comes down to. And I feel like the Conde can be a really solid Super Henry, right? Where you just use it as a long-range HE damage dealer to battleships. It will fill that role incredibly well. However, I think this flanking role is just a little bit more fun. So our first target here is a Minotaur at 15 kilometers. I'll be honest with you, even in a battleship, I wouldn't feel that confident that I'm going to dev strike it. However, with this thing, the accuracy coming out of these guns is pretty nuts. So here we go. Yep, that was the first 3 turrets. So each turret gets 2 shots, right? And we only used 3 out of the 6 turret shots there. So that's a Minotaur down. Very, very dead. And I could use my reload booster here. However, I don't really feel like there's a need to. We can sustain this long reload and just be fine. Honestly, we know that the torpedoes coming are probably from the Yoshino, maybe the DD, but it's unlikely that it's the DD at this point, just because we've gone in and out of being spotted. So I believe it would be a Yoshino pretty far back at this point. So we're trying to get a crossfire in here. Really, that's the main goal here. The Vermont and especially the Des Moines are looking like they're pushing a little bit, so we want to try and just crossfire. We're not necessarily going to try and push out into a Vermont, since that's a huge amount of damage, but we are going to just be a little bit of a deterrent here. Our torpedoes obviously missed, but they were more as zoning torpedoes anyway. With our Montana Thunderer pushing up, and our Des Moines just generally having some pretty solid shots in this Vermont, we don't need to stress here. We can help on the Salvo a little bit, but really our target that we're looking at is the Yoshino at this point. When is he going to try and turn out? Because it's going to happen at some point, and we want to be there for when it does happen. So patience is the key here. We're just using our normal fire at this point. No need to use the extra Salvo fire, and it's about now that he starts turning. And of course, we got our speed boost up, and look at how fast we can just quickly reach top speed here. It's really fast. The ship is incredibly maneuverable, and with this level of firepower, I see it as probably the best flanking ship in the entire game, because that's 61,800 HP. Gone. I wouldn't trust any battleship to dev strike him there, and this thing just did that. Even watching it again, it's just so funny to look at. The consistency on these guns is absolutely insane. And of course, we use our reload booster. We're ready to go again for our next burst salvo. And what do we have? We have a Des Moines that's reversing flat broadside. This ship is so fun, guys, honestly. It's probably a little too strong, especially considering the Annapolis is just a Des Moines with an extra turret. And this thing is, well, the ultimate dev striking machine. Oh man, 22 Citadels, 3 kills. That would be 3 dev strikes. However, we're actually not getting those awards or something. They're still broken. I'm not sure what's going on. But 3 salvos, 3 dev strikes on 3 different cruisers. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, we're getting our long reload in, but you're going to see me swap back to the single fire, just because we want the overall sustained damage on this Slava coming up. Probably should have swapped to the HE a little sooner. I stuck with the AP. But you'll see there's an Annapolis coming, and that guy is going to use his burst salvo fire thing against me, and you'll see why I don't really think it's that good. It's mainly just because once he uses it, I can just ignore him for like 30-40 seconds. And that's really not what you want to see out of a ship like Des Moines with an extra turret, right? He even whiffs most of his salvo here, but I can straight up ignore him. However, he's a little bit broadside. What if we get another cheeky little dev strike in? Of course he's going to angle, but that's just going to open him up to my team, so not a huge deal. And we pop our reload booster, and you can see how quickly we're back. Even after using our salvo fire, we're back to our sustained DPM. I'll swap over once we're reloaded again. But the Annapolis doesn't have that ability, so you can see how long it's taken him. He just now got his salvo back after he used it so long ago, like 30-40 seconds ago. So I really don't think you want to be using the salvo fire on the Annapolis, but the Conde, for sure. Definitely use it when you've got your reload booster, or you find yourself in the perfect scenario to get broadside shots on some cruisers. But unfortunately, not going to be a Kraken, just because this Annapolis angles to us and our battleships take him out. Still a very good game, and I think shows the strengths of the Conde. So watch out for this thing if you're playing ranked. Don't let it get on your broadside, because it's going to kill you very, very fast. I think it's probably one of the better super ships that I've played so far. I think the Satsuma and the Conde are probably the 2 best ones so far. I haven't played the DDs, to be fair, but not a huge fan of the Annapolis, and surprisingly, not a huge fan of the Hanover either. I think the Satsuma is just a little bit better. Unfortunately, my rental for the day has expired. I played the games yesterday that you're going to be seeing later in this week, but the Conde is a great ship, honestly. This ship is amazing, and I'll show you the build that I have on my Henry. It's very, very similar to what I actually ended up running on this ship. It's not exactly the same, just because Henry has that legendary upgrade that I am using on it. However, it really just comes down to reload, honestly. So we're going to recall our commander back. This is the guy that I was using on the Conde. I'm not sure if this is really the best build. Actually, turns out I do have concealment. I was wrong. I do have a little bit of concealment, I guess. But yeah, we're taking Superintendent to try and get as many of those reload boosters as possible. And you can see how useful having those extra speed boosts, everything. If that game went longer, all that utility is very nice. Adrenaline Rush, obviously very good. I have heavy HE, but that's mainly because Henry is that sustained damage dealer. You could think about heavy AP if you're going for just a Conde captain, but for now, this is what I'm running. I'm not going to respec for just one day of these super ships. So, top grade gunner, of course, excellent on a ship like Henry and Conde. You're really going to be having people within your detection range anyway, so you may as well take the extra 8% reload, right? And then onto the equipment. I'm running reload, just like I ran on the Conde. Here in this slot, I believe, running concealment. Might have been steering. I believe it was concealment. Propulsion mod, aiming systems. You could think about running main battery mod too, but I just wanted the extra accuracy. And the Conde turrets appear to turn a little bit faster than the Henrys. Maybe they're about the same, but they're kind of slow. So there is an argument to be made there, but I personally just prefer having the extra accuracy and just managing my turrets a little more like a battleship would have to. And I was running damage control system mod 1, not the engine boost. I didn't want to apply it for just 1 day rental. And main armaments, because obviously you're trying to do damage with your main guns. So Conde, very, very good. Henry's a great ship too if you are unsure, but Conde is amazing. It's really fun to play. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.